Obviously, going to establish the run, just what have you seen from them on tape, and what do you all need to do on Saturday to be successful against their run game?
Looking at Florida on tape, there are a bunch of big physical guys up front who is athletic, and they just try to create holes for their running backs. They have really good running backs to hit the holes. They're very patient in the run game, and for us to be successful, we just have to continue to play vertical, and we just have to continue to play with our hands and just play on the other side of the line of scrimmage where it creates different a knockback for them, something that they really haven't seen, and as well just it allows to make the running back come to you rather than allow him to be patient and pick what hole he want to go to.
Or you guys are getting pressure up the middle, you're getting pressure on the edges, especially for some of those young guys. Can you talk about how the outside rush and the inside rush complementing each other? Can you give them like an example of it paying off for you guys?
Yeah, it all continues to just work. We got to work together. Like I want to say in the game this past week, James Pierce had a sack from just a really good speed to power on a tackle. But if you look at it, it comes from just the inside guys creating that push in the pocket, so that way the quarterback is not allowed to step up, and it allows him to get it. So it's just all of us working together to be one, and those guys are doing a great job on that rabbits package, and we're just doing a great job getting to third down so that those guys are able to go out there and create havoc on the rabbits package.
Adam and Paige. Omar, there's some talk that there was like a players-only meeting or something like that on Sunday. First off, was there, and if so, what was said, what was the need for it, how did that go?
Yes, it was said, and we did have one. And what we talked about in there, we just talked about how we just got to continue to approach the week. We can't change our preparation. We know it's a big game, first SEC game of the year. It's a rivalry game. We just didn't need to change what we do. We approach the same day like we do any other day, and just come in and have fun, ready to work. And that was really the main thing, just continuing to grow together and just you have that players meeting. It was a great meeting for us, honestly, just because it allowed everybody to see that we all still have the same page, flush the game that happened, and just let's continue to go work this week.
This game has signs of being defined in the trenches right now. You guys lead the nation in tackles for loss. What's led to that dominance and success at that level right now?
I would say just working on it every day, continuing to have fun. That's something that Coach G preaches to us all the time, just play vertical, play vertical, play vertical. And when you play on the other side of the line of scrimmage, it allows good things to happen. So that's just something that we really just bought into and that we're just going to continue to buy into. And we work our drills every day to make sure that we're playing vertical. So, and we having fun. So you go out there, when you're having fun playing for the people that's next to you, you feel like you can do anything.
West and Eric.
Omari, a lot's been made of the size of Florida's offensive line. I know they got some big guys across the front there. Is that the kind of thing that as a bigger guy yourself, you get excited about that challenge, about kind of getting back into league play and facing some of these really big guys?
Oh yeah, it's very exciting. Well, you come to Tennessee to play in games like this and to win games like this, so it's good just to be able to go out there and have the opportunity to go against other great athletes like Florida has as offensive linemen, big physical guys who are athletic. So it's good. There's a lot of what we have on our defensive line, so it'll be a good test for us to just go out there, continue to play and have fun.
More kind of back to that players only meeting. I feel like when people hear that, they kind of get the wrong impression or think it's a bad thing. How often do those happen? And it sounds like it's a good thing when those do happen because of the leadership on your team.
Yeah, we have them pretty often, not too many times, but whenever we feel like, that it's something coming up or you might see guys just kind of falling off, lacking a little bit, we just go ahead and address it right then. So that way it's not a total fall off. Everyone, once we get in those meetings, we may watch a video or anything like that, just to get everybody back on the same page, to make sure everybody having fun, everybody enjoying the process, and just really buying into the process. Because we know we can't cheat the process. We got to take every game one step at a time. So we just approach the next day like every other day. So that's how that's mainly what all our player-only meetings just be about, just always approaching the day, always having fun, just keeping the people beside you uplifted.
In a situation like those players-only meeting, as an older guy, an experienced guy on the team, what do you view as your role specifically in those situations?
It really varies as far as who may call the meeting. If the leadership council calls the meeting all at one, we'll go up there all together and speak. If a quarterback, Joe, wants to call the meeting, defense wants to call the meeting, it really depends who all goes up there, but we all are always supporting each other. The leadership council really always stand up there so that the team knows it's coming from the leadership council as a whole and not necessarily one person, because we're a team. We all have to be able to buy in with each other. Like, we depend on the offense depend on the defense. So it just really shows that everybody is locked in. We are a true family.
Thank you, Bigo.
Yep.
We've seen from Florida's offense on tape, quarterback Graham Mertz.
Yeah, they got a good squad over there, man. They got a couple experienced guys. They got a couple young, explosive guys. I'm mostly speaking to like their wide receiver room, but they're a good team. It's our SEC. You know, everywhere you go, you're gonna play real big boy football. So you know, they're not a team that we're taking lightly. We're gonna go about our process every day the same way, and you know, play our game.
Paige?
This team's talked a lot about the motto being to win the East. This is obviously the first opportunity to get a step closer to achieving that. Just talk about the opportunity you guys have ahead of yourselves.
Yeah, it's the same opportunity every week, man. It's opportunity to go 1-0, and you know, hype toss to us, and the goal isn't to be the best team in the country. The goal is to be the best team on the field every Saturday. So this Saturday is just another opportunity to do that. We know what playing at the Swamp is like. You know, it's a rough environment, but we're ready for it. We practice, we prepare for these things. So it's just another opportunity to show what Tennessee football is. You know?
Warren, you played down Gainesville twice in your career. What do you recall about those experiences, and for players or your teammates that haven't been down there, what do you tell them to expect?
Yeah, man. The SEC away games, anywhere you go, it's a hostile environment. You know, everybody in those playing DB, you know, of course, everybody in those stands are rooting for you for something bad to happen, you know, for you. So it's about whenever you go into those other environments, about, you know, staying mentally where you are. You know, so locking in on what you practice, what you worked on, because, you know, we worked on these things. You know, every moment that comes on Saturday, we've repped thousands of times at practice. So, you know, don't get out of the game plan. Keep your head in it and play your game.
We'll go to Adam and Vince.
You got the fumble recovery on the left punt the other day. How do you think the rugby style works? Why do you think it's effective?
Man, I think it's effective because we got the best punter in the country. Jackson Ross, man, that guy is crazy. You know, he can put the ball anywhere. You know, I know y'all hear Eck talk about him. He's not joking. So, you know, that is him, man. He puts in a great spot, man. We do what we're taught to do, and, you know, good things like that happen when you do what you're supposed to do. So, that's all it is.
You guys are number one in sacks in the country, number one in tackles for loss. How much are you seeing that pass rush really help the back end of the defense?
Oh yeah, it always goes hand in hand. You know, there's coverage sacks and then there's just sacks. So those guys, man, them putting pressure on that QB makes our job a lot easier. You know, I'd much rather have to cover for 2 seconds than 6. So, you know, having those guys up there, man, is nothing better for real.
Ben?
Warren, I imagine with different situations, you have different techniques that you all use as defensive backs, but for the most part, y'all taught to kind of read the eyes of the receiver and kind of prepare for when that football can get there by looking at their hands and kind of rip it out when the ball does get there.
Yeah. What's your question? Like if we?
Just kind of like the technique that y'all are taught to use.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of it's a toolbox. You know, they Coach Nez, Coach Banks, all the other coaches, they do a great job of giving us options, and because, you know, it's different people, different receivers, you know, like to do different things. So not one thing is going to work for everybody. So they do a good job of giving us options, but at the same time, we know where our feet are supposed to go, where our hands are supposed to go. So it's the same, but it's different for whoever you go against. But it's the main thing, man, is confidence, man. You know, you can't line up there without believing you're going to win the rep. So that's the main thing that they kind of instill in us. And so, you know, whoever it is, man, we're going to do our job.
Looks like they really target Pearsall on offense an awful lot. How important is it going to be aware of where he is in different spots in their offense?
Oh yeah. He's a good receiver. You know, knowing where he is at all times, that's something that's important to us, of course. But as I said, man, we're going in there to play our game. It's about us. It's not necessarily about any other team on the field. We do what we're supposed to do to the best of our ability, man. We'll get the results we want from them. So that's it.
Maybe a few more, Ben.
Warren, how would you assess the play of the secondary as a whole through these first 2 games?
I'd say very well. I mean, of course, there's still things we need to clean up. It's the beginning of the season. You know, we got a long season ahead of us, so we got time to fix these things. But, man, the main thing I look at is our energy and, you know, our mental state, our confidence when we go out there and play. And, man, that's been great. So, you know, it's fun playing with these guys, man. I can't wait to suit up with them on Saturday. Man, it's always good, man.
You mentioned that you have time to fix things. What are those things you all are trying to correct?
I mean, it's just the details, you know. As I said, you know, we have a toolbox. Not everybody's the same as far as how we play, but you know, it's the details and things. You know, it's taking the right step here. You know, maybe our eyes are in the wrong place at a certain time. It's the little things, man. It's really about just doing it consistently. You know, because they're easy fixes.